Hello, good morning, family. Okay, so I just finished reading First King chapter 13, and I feel that somebody needs to hear this, and that's why I'm quickly sharing this message with you guys. So it's about a man of God from Judah. Okay, the Lord spoke to him. The Lord sent him to King Jeroboam. Okay, but the Lord told him and commanded him. Okay, that he should not eat bread, not even bread. He shouldn't drink even water. And on his way back, he should not use the same way. He shouldn't return back to Judah using the same way. So this was the instruction. So he went to Bethel to meet King Jeroboam. Okay, and then he gave King Jeroboam the word. So what was the word? It was a prophecy that his son was going to be born. His name is Josiah, and that Josiah was going to sacrifice priests and of the high places. He was going to sacrifice then the priest on the altar, because now King Jeroboam was always offering sacrifices to gods and all that on a certain altar. So the prophecy was that a son will come, a son will be born, Josiah, and he's going to sacrifice priests upon that same altar. And then the altar was going to split into two. Okay, and then the ashes of the altar will be poured upon the altar. As soon as King Jeroboam heard this, I'm sure if it was you feel he was agitated. So he stretched forth his hands, okay, and he told his guards to seize the man of God. But as soon as he did that, okay, his hand shriveled, the altar split into two, and the ashes poured upon it. So when the king saw that, okay, this man of God, he didn't just come to just say nonsense. This indeed a man of God. He started apologizing. Was like, could you please pray to God to restore my hands? Okay, so he did. Then after everything, he was like, man of God, will you please come to my place? I need to give you food. I need to give you water. Will you come and eat? But the man of God, remember, before he left, the Lord gave him a command. He heard, God told him. If you read verse 9, it says, I was commanded by the word of the Lord, you must not eat or drink water or return by the same way you came. So he knew this was what God had told him. So he said no. And then he was going back to Judah using another way, because the Lord already told him not to use the same way. All right. Now, you would think that's going to be the end of the story. The man of God will go back to Judah, and then that's the end. But that's not the end. That doesn't end. That wasn't the end. It doesn't end because the devil does not stop till it causes us to fail in our God-given assignment or purpose. The devil keeps trying to kill, steal, and destroy, and that was what he did. But this time around, since he couldn't get the man of God through King Jeroboam, he got the man of God through someone he knew the man of God would listen to. The man of God was a prophet, so he sent an older prophet. Yeah, so he sent another prophet, and now, like I said, yeah, the devil sends older prophets. I know you're surprised, it's a prophet, okay, but now it's the devil that is sending him. Well, the thing is, sometimes, this, like, the devil comes in different ways. I'm sure it was just a crazy thought that the old prophet had, and he listened, because sometimes we agree, the devil sometimes also uses us to say mean things or do mean things. So, anyways, so the devil used this old prophet to go and speak to this man of God. And he saw him on the way, and it was like, the angel of the Lord asked me to bring you to my house to give you food and water. But the man of God replied again that, no, the Lord told me not to do this. But in the end, he gave in, and he went with him. And as soon as they were done eating, the man of God and the old prophet, the Lord, now this time around, the Lord gave him a word, okay, to speak to this man of God. And he said, because you have done this, you will not be buried in the tomb of your ancestors. It simply means that even before he got to Judah, he was going to die, and they will have to bury him, around. And that's what happened. He died. So, reading this story, there's so much lesson to learn. The first lesson is that you have to be able to develop yourself, train your spirit such that you can hear from God for yourself, number one. And when you do, number two, when the Lord gives you a command, when the Lord gives you a word, hold on to it. Do not deviate from it to the left or to the right. That's the second thing. Do not allow anybody cause you to falter when God gives you that word. Number three, know that the enemy is out to get to you. Okay? He's out to kill, he's out to steal, he's out to destroy, such that he would not stop at anything till he succeeds. He will bring people that he knows you trust. It will bring people that he knows you believe in. It will bring Like the prophet, this young prophet, he brought an older prophet. It will bring, if you're a Christian, it will bring Christians. Okay? And the devil would use them to lie to you. So don't trust anyone. The Bible says the heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can know it? Do you understand? Nobody can know it. So hold on to you. Develop yourself. Develop your spirit. Develop yourself so you can hear from God. Hold on to the word God gives you. Don't trust any man. Okay? Because if you do, you would die. When I mean die, it may not be you per se. That purpose, that plan that God has for your health, for your finances, for your marriage, for your academics, for your career, that plan God has for you would die. It would not see the light of day. So I hope you read it yourself, 1 Kings chapter 13, and I hope God will speak to you, and you would hold on to this, not just for now, but for the rest of your life, because this is a very important lesson we need to learn. Many of us today are chasing prophets. The Bible says that many as are led by the Spirit of God, not as many as are led by prophets. I pray the Lord gives us understanding.